All right. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, to WBISLP 106.9. This is Let's Talk Real Life with Native Manning, and I'm just the co-host, Coach Vernon Garrison, and we're doing things just a little bit different. We're out in the community now. We could be coming to your area, sit down and interview you and have you a guest on the show. So now that we're moving around in 2024, it's WBISLP 106.9, and we're the best. Okay, tonight, let's talk real life with Native Manning. We have a special show for Valentine's Day, and no doubts, we're going to talk about our one of the most important things in our life, and that is love. So put on your seatbelt. Really, I know I'm in a little small screen, but that's okay. We got big words for you tonight out in the community. I want to go ahead and say this one thing. Please, I hope you guys have had a wonderful Valentine's Day. And if this show will be airing after Valentine's Day, please know that your love has not expired just because it's not Valentine's Day again. So, in fact, we want you to understand that there's sort of a lifetime membership if you so choose to invest in it that way. Okay, well, please put your comments in. We'll monitor that. We'll look Valentine's night. So if you have something that you want to say, if you spent your evening with us watching the show, kudos to you. We love you and thank you for catching the show and being the first to hear it. This show is going to go viral, so you better get on the ship right now while it's taking full set sail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have said enough. We're going to go ahead and let our host say a few words to you on this very special episode of Let's Talk Real Life with Native Manning. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Yes, it is a great time to come together to talk about the Valentine's Day special. It's going to be most enjoyable. I pray that it will touch everybody's heart in a positive way. To know that love is in the air and that it's going to be there the entire show and beyond. So we're looking forward to sharing some special words with you. I hope and pray that you will tune in and hear us, hear what we have to say, hear the questions, hear the no, I don't think so, the hoop the laws, and no, I don't know about all that. But anyway, so that kind of conversation, we are going to hopefully have a good time so that you can have a good time because it's all about you all out there. And that's basically what we're trying to do. Share some love.
That's right. All right, well, let's get into the subject. Tonight's subject is what's love got to do with it? What has love got to do with it? Well, it has a lot to do with it when it comes from the originator of love, and that's God Himself. And I will say that one of the greatest scriptures in the Bible, outside of all the talking and questions we're going to do tonight, one of the scriptures in the Bible that mentions love in so many different ways, based on the scripture, it says, no greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend. And that's John 15:13. Okay, that was a New International Version. For the intellectuals out there, I want to read a New Living Translation of the Bible. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friend. Okay, and then of course the King James Version says, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. That is huge. So, for those who spent time today or yesterday with those who they proclaim love for, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be your spouse, whether it be a close friend relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend. Let's see here. Do what do they call them? Situationships qualify in this situation? I would think they do. Situationships is to me a new type of relationship. Uh, some consider it valid. I consider it valid because it exists. Okay, it's got some interesting parameters about a situationship, but we won't go in to describe that ship tonight. But and then we might have to bend back around and make reference to it. We're gonna go deep. All right. So with that in mind, I just wanted to say I love you guys. I love you guys, even if I haven't even met you, the ones that can hear my voice, because that's a godly love. And I've been at this station for quite some time now, over 5 years. So you got to know I got feelings and concern for the greater good of your salvation and your well-being in this community to protect you and give my life for you. This young lady right next to me in the screen, who is it? Yes, he's right over there. Yeah, that, I got it right. She's right on that side. She is nothing short of magnificent. She is one of the greatest friends that I have. And I would say I love her. I love the things she does. And I can't say that anymore than the scripture has already said it. There's no greater love. Now, if there's a theologian out there, a pastor, what greater love did a man lay down for his friend? Much so, your wife or your daughter or your son. Is there a higher level of love, a higher level of relationship, consciousness, a closer relationship? But I don't know if it can supersede a love for a friend. And if you lay down your life for a friend, my goodness. All right. Well, we ain't robbing banks together and getting shot at together, but I would say that we're taking a big leap of faith. All right. Tonight's first question, and what's love got to do with it, goes to Miss Nada Manning. What is the meaning of Valentine's Day to you in your life relating to adults and children?
Well, I have to go back to that situationship that which is a brand new that's a brand new word from where I grew up. I mean, I just heard that more for the first time really over the past couple of years. I'd never heard of a situationship. So I'm not fully understanding what a situationship is. But as far as children and who else you said in my life? Children
Adult, adult.
oh, other adults. What is the definition of love?
Or
Well,
what does Valentine's Day mean to you in regards to the two groups of people?
Valentine. I would say that it's an extension of an existing love of showing love for those individuals, those children, and the family members or people that I know that comes in different levels of love, but there's still love there. So Valentine's Day with me, well, I have to go back in my day uh, with the children. We would have uh, children type candies and little designs they made in school, and I would participate in that, making stuff at home so that they could take it to school because they were expressing Valentine's Day and the children's uh, level. Now, when it comes to the adults, um, of course, it's a different way of expressing the love with the adults, depending on the relationship with the adult. Family, I personally, there was not a whole lot of sharing with Valentine's Day within the family. My siblings or my parents, or we would just say Happy Valentine's Day, but it wasn't anything elaborate, no special anything like a birthday. we would make the cakes. But for Valentine's Day, we didn't do that with the adults. It was more of a children thing for me. And they're the ones that seemingly appreciated it the most. So that's basically all I can say when it comes
Hmm.
to Valentine. It's just an expression of emotions with the children. They were excited about it. Of course, they're not going to take it like an adult will, but at their level, they were pretty happy about getting those pieces of candy, heart shapes.
Boy, that stuff was good. You get
Yeah,
them that little box, and you can shake that. And
yes,
the funny thing about that day as a child, the colors, the red, the white,
pink.
the I'm holding my tablet with my other hand, so I can't do the other half of the heart. But people make hearts with the little finger arrangements nowadays. But that candy, just giving those Valentine's cards every once in a while, my parents would buy me a stack of cards, and you can write people's names in it. It was a festive kind of situation. To say that you love somebody you don't know or your classmate,
Right,
it that was probably what the Bible was saying, a friendship kind of thing, because of the close association you were at school.
right.
And it was, other than that, it was just celebrating love. And as far as adults concerned,
It was a
a
different
warm,
level. Uh,
a warm, fuzzy feeling with some people, and then other people that was some kind of something going on in your chest that you felt. And I think that's maybe why the heart symbolizes love. But I've decided not to do a historical approach to Valentine's Day because it wasn't so pretty, especially in the Christian world. But for adults, there was a feeling that you had. It's somewhere around up in there that you feel weighty and that you feel mentally towards somebody, and it was love. It was a high level of care and concern for that person because you were connected somehow, and so that's what the Valentine's Day just symbolically meant. Let me ask you this question: is Valentine's Day more for women or is it more for men? Who gets the most benefit out of it?
I think it's both. It should be both.
Huh?
But realistically speaking, I guess in today's time, I'm thinking that it's probably the women that's showing more of their being into Valentine than the men are. If that's what you mean, the women seem to lean more into it than most men. Not all men, but most men. Um, it should be both, but realistically speaking, we're talking real life here. This is the real life show. I would say that the woman would express more on Valentine's Day than the man would on an average.
Oh, this is because you about to step in some hot water. You saying the women do what now? You saying they are into it more? What do you mean by into it more? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I'm thinking women think more about it than men do.
Or they think more about it. So you're saying it who is it for? What is Valentine's Day? Who is it for? More men or more women?
It's supposed to be for both, but
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
thinking. Uh-huh. But you're saying women,
women
okay, here's my
express it
take.
more.
I
Women
think it's
ex- Women express it more and quicker than the
okay.
average man.
So when I see that question, I see it from a pragmatic point of view, if I'm using the word correctly. It's for women. Valentine's Day is for women. I Now you say they express it more. Okay, I can accept that. Valentine's Day, monetarily, it is traditional, the obligation for a man to give something to that woman to celebrate that day. That's what I see on the commercial side, and also on the intimacy side. Now, you had your chance. I said what day is it? but you can rebut, of course. I don't. I see women talk about it, and yes, you are right. They express it more, but to me, it's because they know they're gonna get something. The day
Not
is a
necessarily.
celebration. Well, maybe you don't think so, but I know that most men are talking about what they're gonna give their
Sweetheart,
girl. Yeah,
sweetheart.
their sweetheart. I don't hear women saying, "I'm gonna give my sweetheart this."
Well, if you're looking at it that way, I have to agree. I wasn't looking at it on that way.
Yeah.
I was looking at it more on an expressive way. That when you're talking about love and Valentine's, I'm looking at it like it should be both ways because it should not be just a woman expressing her love for him. He should be expressing his love for her. That's what I was talking about. So what you're talking about, I'm not going to knock that. That's fine. I can see that. You're absolutely right. You know, you don't
Mhm.
see a whole lot of women going out buying candy and all this stuff and for the man and flowers. Yes, the women usually, yeah, you're right. The women are the ones to receive that on the most part. If that's the way you're looking at it, I'm saying it's a different way to look at it, and that the way I just explained it. Okay, I say it should be both ways because the expression should be received and accepted, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. That's like if I said, "What? Who is Christmas for?" Then anybody, most people, a lot of people say, "Okay, you exchange gifts." They don't look at one gender or the other. So to me, I think love. I already in my mind, I'm already biased on that point because I know that women, most men don't get supported emotionally like that. You know, it's like the
It's
women and
no big
children
deal.
get emotional support and love and comfort, and men are expected to do that for themselves or give it out more than it is expected for a woman to do it for a man. So I'm not saying this is wrong for Valentine's Day. It was a lot of pressure sometimes trying to figure out what you're going to do for your woman. That's a lot of pressure. You got to think about how much money you got as a teenager at school. You got to think about are you going to be able to get the car from your parents to take her out? It's a and it's a lot of pressure for the girls. Is she going to get herself in a situation where she might have to compromise her value, her body? Oh, I found a great way to say that. Is she going to put herself in a bad situation? To help that compromises her beliefs. And if it's a guy's first date on Valentine's Day, oh, what pressure that would be to try to appeal to a woman and what you call it, not flirt, but try to not banter. But anyways, try to impress her to be his woman. So I think Valentine's Day is going to be for women. I'm done with that. Yep,
And and
yep.
I'm and I'm not disagreeing with that. For the
Yeah.
most part, you're right. Yes. But
All
I
right.
will let me ask this question.
Sure.
If the woman decides that she wants to get the man something for Valentine's Day, like
Uh
an
huh.
exchange, like an anniversary. And well, no, anniversary is not a good no. Um, Maybe she might want to get him something special for Valentine's Day. Is it unusual for that to happen for him to accept or not? I think
Well,
she's expressing her love for him as he is expressing his love for her. So it every now and then I have known it to happen with other couples where they both exchange gifts for Valentine,
right,
and it wasn't
right.
anything wrong with that. And now my question to you is that something that a man just have? strange feelings about accepting for Valentine's Day as a
Well,
man?
we don't know those feelings. I'm not even familiar with them because if I have them or had them, then I've forgotten what they were. I mean, I believe I received a lot. When for those who don't know, I'm not married now, but um, I, I don't recall having the. If I'm taking her, if I was taking her out to dinner, then I'm going myself. Most of the time, my anxiety to impress my woman on that day over would override any feelings I would have about what she did for me to the point that I can't even really remember. you know, I do recall probably her saying, "Well, I'm gonna take you out." I'm not saying it didn't happen. Okay, I'm gonna take you out. Let's go here for Valentine's Day for the both of us, or that kind of thing. I'm saying yes, and I'm saying personally, I just didn't feel like it was. I got a big surprise. Like, yeah, man, I got this thing. I'm taking you here tonight. I know it happens. I just don't hear a lot. I don't remember the boys in the locker room saying, "Yo, she took me out here." In high school, in college, she took me over here, man. I couldn't believe where we went at or what she bought me.
Right.
I don't remember nothing about it.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
but I know tonight there have been plenty of women that have uh, shown their king love because it is good to have a man that cares for you in the capacity that he should be caring for you, whether it is a friend, whether it's a associate, whether it's just somebody if they're in a position to care for you, your pastor, your deacon, or anybody that's showing you love in the capacity that they're supposed to, I suggest they max it out. If you're a friend, max it out as best you can when you see each other. All right. Now, is Valentine's Day only about romantic love, or is it a good occasion to celebrate friendship as well? Or what about God's love? Some people say they're married to Jesus. I don't like that term. I'm just making it controversial here, but I never did like that term. Okay, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. Um, the first part of your question, what was that before the
Is it
God
about
part?
intimate? Is it about intimate love? Is Valentine's Day only about romantic love?
No, because as we've been saying earlier, there's a way of expressing. Um, when you're talking about God, you're talking about agape love. When you're
Oh,
talking
there
about
you go.
when you're talking about other than God, then you're talking about the human uh, way of loving. Human meaning the showing the caring spirit and all of that kind of stuff, and holding hands and
Right.
going here and there and that kind of stuff. So what love got to do with it? I would say everything, because there are different ways of expressing love for a person.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Now, celebrating the friendship, we just talked about that. I do believe that if tonight you went out and had dinner with a friend, even if it was an associate, doesn't matter to me if it was male or female. Um, I know somebody might, if you're out at the local restaurants and there's two guys sitting down together, then I don't think that they should assume that y'all are gay, and that y'all should be somewhere just getting a hamburger. If y'all just find yourself hanging out after work that night, then that's what you would do any other night. But the night is Valentine's Day, and it's romance is just as important as a romance, um, which is just as important as two ladies that are great, great friends. And I don't go to the bathroom with other guys when it's like, oh, yeah, let's go to the bathroom, y'all. Sometimes you might walk in there together, but ladies do coordinate that kind of thing. So, and then the last part is what about God's love? We talked about that when we opened the show. And all right, okay, let's get to some little basic trivia. What's been your favorite, most romantic movie?
Movie?
Yeah.
Uh, wow. My most favorite romantic movie. I can't think of one. I can't. I can't think of one. I
So
can't think of one.
you can't think of a romantic movie where somebody was trying to fall in love with somebody or chase them. I know you know some. It's just hard to think of some right now. And I just asked you the question, and I forgot the one that I had in mind. asking you, asking you. I fell out of balance. We're gonna table that question and
Okay.
come back to it. All right. Let's see here.
Favorite
Have you
ro-
ever received? Huh?
I'm
You ready?
still thinking my favorite romantic movie.
I
I'm at
know.
a loss.
Yeah. Have you ever received a Valentine's Day gift or card from a secret admirer?
No.
Me either. Okay. Oh Lord, I done messed up my questions here. Uh, I just said it all. I like the way you said that. You like, no. Some
Nope.
people have. I mean, Valentine's Day special show.
The
All right.
secret admirers that I have remain secret. I don't know
All
who
right.
they
What
are.
what traditional gifts would you rather receive? Chocolate, flowers, a card, or a personal message, or a dinner? What is some of the gifts that you have received or that you have given?
That I have received.
Or you right, or you have given.
Probably cards more than anything.
All right.
What I prefer is being with the person, whether it's out to dinner, out for a walk, stroll in the park, just being to me what I prefer. I don't know if you asked that part or not, but to answer the first part of the question, it's cards more than anything
Mm,
that I have received in the past. What I prefer is to be in the presence of the individual to spend some quality time.
right. I'm about the chocolate. I mean, I can't. I love that chocolate on Valentine's Day. I
I
have
mean,
always.
I like it, but I don't prefer
Uh,
it.
really. So, if
I
you
like
receive a box of chocolate,
time.
why didn't you? What happened to that chocolate?
Nothing. I mean, I like it, but I don't prefer it.
Okay.
I would accept
All
it.
right.
I would accept it
Right.
and I would eat it, but that's not what I prefer.
All right. Now, let's go with this one right here. Now, this is a serious one. How do you feel about not receiving a Valentine's gift? Because there's a lot of people who kind of measure their relationship on the bag. How much money a person's got, a man has, um, and if they did not receive, we'll get to that part in a minute. But and I can't see the time. Oh, I can see the time. Okay, but what if you didn't get a gift? Does that mean that that person don't love you? Does it mean they didn't have any money? What does it mean?
Well, I mean, that's an open-ended question. I mean, it could mean all of those things. Uh, and as the receiver, how would I know unless I'm told?
That sounds like old girl saying, "How will I know if he really loves me?"
Oh, okay.
Poor
Um,
Whitney.
It's kind of hard to distinguish. I guess I can say if I didn't get anything, me personally, we talking
Yeah,
about me,
yeah.
me with my personality. If I didn't get anything or don't get recognized, I won't be surprised.
What is that? What kind of statement is that?
You ask me my thought. If you're not used to getting anything, then you won't look for anything. A lot of people out there are not used to being recognized at all for Valentine's Day. Even if they have someone, they don't have they're not recognized. So it, that's why I say it's an open-ended question. It depends on the individual, but if you're talking about me and my thoughts, my experience, I would not be surprised. I would
I
not be
don't. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I would not be disappointed because when you're not used to getting something, then you don't miss what you never had.
You know, I would say that Christians should look, or if they could look at love, and I know I'm leaning for everybody that's watching me because the chair has got me in a compromised position. I'm trying not to show everything on the wall back there, in case y'all are wondering. Okay, now we're back to that part. I think it's our obligation to demonstrate love when you can, and guys like me don't know how sometimes to demonstrate our emotions. Some guys like me, just like me, if you knew me, obviously everybody don't know me. I have a difficult time getting that message across sometimes because I got some other strong points. And sometimes I assume that you know that I really care for you because I'll make a sacrifice or I'll do this. That's not Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is to show it, to demonstrate it, as you open the show with. So, oh, you talked earlier about the show. Uh, that person, you got to show it.
I,
You gotta demonstrate that. And if you don't give someone some type of recognition or gift during that day, see, God created us and He loves us, but He still wants to hear us adore Him.
yeah,
He still wants to hear that we praise Him. He still wants to, I sound like a preacher. Yeah. And He still want to know that you, okay? That's that time, that day when you come home and you walk in the house as a father, a husband, fiance, or whoever, that person needs reassurance from time to time, and they want you to verbalize it. Some people want to hear it, I love you, when they get off the phone. Some people want to hear it before you walk out the door. Some people want to hear it when you come in the door. Some people, you better say it before you go to sleep. Some people, you better say it after an argument. It's a whole lot of I love yous that's expected or put in certain places in our lives. And I think that has to be taken care of. The gift part, I do believe is sort of optional. And because you didn't get a gift, some of it means that the person doesn't feel that way about you. Let's just go ahead and say that. Some of it, if you are married and you got a significant other, you got one of them wifeys at work, and that wifey, you already married now, so you ain't supposed to have no emotional support at work. Okay, I can say it like I want to say it right now, but people do. That wifey at work, she better not give you no gift. Okay, and your work husband, okay, you better not give your wifey or somebody that's attached to you, okay? Somebody that is attached to you, you better not give them no more than what if it's an employee day that y'all recognize Valentine's Day at work. Because you cannot honor something that's not supposed to be existing. Now I said that the right way because not everybody that's got a wifey at work, y'all gonna have to Google some of these words. A work wifey knows or responsible for that wifey being there. Praise God, I'm gonna represent the men. Not everybody that's got a work wifey created that work wifey situation. Not everybody that's got a work husband created that work husband situation. But you better not exchange gifts, okay? I'm not saying you can't if you have to, if it's customary on your job, um, but you got to give primary unconditional love. Even if you don't like your wife, but you love her, give her a gift. Make that sacrifice because that's the, how do I say that? That's a altar placing sacrifice where you just putting something on the altar. You know God ain't gonna get it. You put a bowl of fruit up on the altar next to the cross. Fruit ain't going to God, but your motion is to your body, your spouse, the right hand part, if you the left or you the right, she the right, you the left, or vice versa. Give your wife a gift because she put up with you at one time y'all was in love. Recognize that. Go way back when you was young. If you've been married 30 years, if you've been married 12 years, 10, 20, go back to the day where y'all was really in love. Okay? I remember those days. Even though I'm divorced now, I had great days where I was really in love. I'm saying reach back. Even if y'all are having problems right now, give the gift of life. Look, get the card, put $20 in that card so she can have lunch, spend money without you being there. Okay. You spent some money I didn't know about. Give it to her, put it in that card, and say, I know times are tough and we're working on it. We can get through this if we really try and put I love you. Because you won't want God to give up on you. So put $20 in there. Here's some lunch money for you tomorrow. Then she might come and she might cook you something to eat. I know I got to stop rambling. We might have to do two shows. She might cook you something to eat when you don't deserve it because you ain't come home on time when she cooked the last time. So if it's a Valentine's Day, make a sacrificial gift. I didn't say a smart gift and just doing it just because, but do it because you did love her and there's nothing wrong with falling back in love with her. You still got a chance if you marry. You haven't given up the commitment, you still got a chance, or you still got a chance to put a ring on her finger. You just looking at the world. But show your fiance or that fiance to be that she still got a chance for you and give it a real chance. Now I'm done with the gift part. I say exchange gifts. I don't care if you make a birthday, I mean, make a card or buy a box of candy and say I love you and buy one rose. If you buy a dozen, there's no difference between one and a dozen. I rest my case. Oh, I got a question. All right. The next question, oh my goodness. How should a single person spend Valentine's Day and what do you suggest?
Ah, I'm the one to ask.
Wait a minute. Both of us in the same boat. I'm not planning to spend Valentine's Day with none of my friends, or I don't have no work wifey. Well, I guess I do, but I'm not planning to spend Valentine's Day with anybody. But I haven't figured out how to answer that question yet. I just that's the second time I read that question. So now you got to answer it.
And you said, how have I or how would I spend?
Well, either one. You could say,
Um,
how should a single person, not just necessarily how you do it, but based on what you know about love, how should a single person spend Valentine's Day and what do you suggest?
well, hmm, if you're single, you could still have a special someone or a friend, a casual acquaintance, or someone that you can call on the phone and say, "Hey, what you doing? How about let's have lunch?" I mean, this is a suggestion. Even if it's nothing going on, it's just being with someone, preferably a male if it's a woman. But
Okay.
but if there is no potential, not necessarily potential, but existing male friend, then you may have a best girlfriend that you can go have lunch with, or don't be with neither one of them and just do what you do and have you a you day, a me day. Go to the
Yeah.
movies or go for a walk in the park or go shopping or something like that just for yourself.
Oh, what a great answer. I love it. Because just to start off with the last part, how can anybody love you if you don't love yourself?
Right.
How can you might just need to spend time by yourself because you self-centered, uh you halfway narcissist, you want all the attention anyway. When the conversation going, you soak up all the oxygen in the room.
But all of those are negative connotations.
They are.
I want to look at it on the positive side.
All right. Well, thank you, teacher, for
On the,
redirecting me.
right. On the positive side,
On the negative, I want to make one more comment on the negative side. The reason why is maybe you done ran everybody away and ain't nobody call you on the phone. But I'm gonna go positive. I'm gonna go what you said. Call somebody up and see what's going on that might be sitting there sucking their thumb or depressed because they think it's Valentine's Day, it's just for lovers. No, it's not. Uh, I'm not gonna call no dude and say let's go out, let's go out tonight, and I wouldn't know how to say it because it just wouldn't line up right. But I can say,
well,
yo, let's go get something to eat, man. But I
no,
ain't gonna say it's for Valentine's Day.
right. Right. You might just call them up and say, "Yo, what's happening? What you doing? How about let's go, not necessarily you, but any guy. How about let's go to this club and just sit and observe and just have a good time and socialize."
Mm,
One thing we need to remember on
yeah,
this Valentine's Day or any day, but specifically on Valentine's Day, is you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that are in the same position that wish they had someone they could be with, or or not. I don't know, but nobody likes to be alone. No one likes to be alone on any day, let alone Valentine's Day. But
that's it. Yeah.
but we're talking about Valentine's Day, and we're talking about real life. By the way, let's talk real life here, folks. I'm your host, Nada Manny. We are a few minutes from closing, about 10
Yes,
minutes.
we
I
are.
think. Got about 10 minutes left, or 9 minutes. But my point is, Valentine's Day is a special time for emotions and feelings and showing and expressing love. Yes, it is. It comes every year, whether we want it to come or not. It's like Christmas and Thanksgiving, like a birthday. It's going to come whether we want it to come or not. So it's up to us to make the best of it, the best way we can, in expressing the feelings that we have. Who knows? You might have been harboring over something or someone all year long, and Valentine's Day is here, and you see all these lovey dovey's and all of these wishes and hearts and all this kind of stuff, and you have someone in mind that you really wanted to say something to all year, and this right here is just pushing the button and pushing and pushing and pushing, and you're saying, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this today, whether they like it or not. It's coming out because I've been holding it back, and I'm gonna say something." It could be one of those things. Who knows? So this
That,
Valentine's thing is an all positive thing. I don't want to think anything negative about Valentine's because it is a positive thing for people to open up and express their feelings for one another, whether it be with your children or with your spouse or with your significant other, whichever way it is. It's all about caring, and it should always be something positive. So back to your question, I think that there's nothing wrong with picking up the phone and asking whoever that is you have in mind, what you're doing. How about let's get together and go have some lunch or go to the club or not necessarily doing a whole lot of drinking and getting drunk and none of that. But you can go out and just be sociable. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Okay. This question right here is not being negative, but I know a lot of people want to know the answer to this question for everyday daily living. What do you do with unwanted attention? Now, we got a couple of minutes, but what do you do with unwanted attention from somebody that you just said you called them up? They struggling with how to say no because they don't want to go out with you. They want to go out with another person. But I guess in general, how do you deal with unwanted attention for
If
someone?
and I'm thinking if you would call them and they really, I think that they should be honest and come out and say, you know what, I have other plans. Period. And say it in a nice, respectful way. That's about the best, most kind way to say it. I have other plans. Even in your mind, you're saying you really don't want to go out with them anyway, but they don't need to know that. Just say you have other plans. And if they call you again somewhere 2, 3 days later, next week sometime, and you still have other plans, they'll get the message after a while.
Right, right,
But
right.
see, the point is, you don't want to be mean to people. You don't want to be nasty to people. You treat other people the way you want to be treated. So it's no point in being nasty and just, you know what, I really don't want to go out with you no way.
Well,
No.
that person that you just friend checked, now they know your feelings because you just said you got other plans. So now they're gonna adjust their friendship with you or association with you when you just told them, I got other plans tonight. Now you're gonna get questions in that what you call situationship that you can get. Well, who is it? Oh, I didn't know you had another girl. What time you gonna be finished? Or when you coming back?
I think
Those things are gonna show up.
I think when you say I have other plans, there's a way to say that to avoid all of those after questions like that. There's a way to say things to people.
Okay.
So it's all in how you say it. It's all in
Whew.
how you present it.
Well, I'd say that's a very stressful situation, what we just opened up right there. And I just want to encourage everybody to love and to love fair. And my closing remarks for tonight would be
We
love ain't easy.
we still
I
have
can't, uh,
we still have about 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
yep, yep. Love is not easy. And I want you to do your very best to demonstrate that. And one thing about love is if you are faking it, OMG. You are in for pay now and pay later.
Yes.
So express your true feelings, even if you're working on it, falling in love. There is such thing as your love. Uh, trying to make adjustments, trying to get that first love again is really tough. But then you're determined that love is in a different way. Love is companionship. Love takes on a lot of shapes and forms as you get older. The sparkle, the flesh ain't what it used to be. So love is really an incredible journey. So just think of love that way, guys. If you don't have a challenge with the person that you're with is saying you love them and demonstrating it, then that's great. But if you do, it doesn't mean that it's less love.
Okay. I I'm thinking that there are some other issues that need to be addressed, and we might consider having a part two.
Just talking about love instead of not Valentine's Day.
No, well, it can be an extension of Valentine's Day because it's so much involved with that. I mean, we
Well,
can.
Valentine's Day is one day. That's what I was saying. but we can still talk about the same subject.
Folks, we want to have you to please contact us via messenger. We want you to know that we're going to be reachable and answer any concerns that you have. I believe co-host was going to mention to you about our availability on Valentine's night. If I stand to be corrected, correct me, sir.
Mhm. Yeah, I did mention that we're gonna monitor the thread that night and get back with you. You go online, like, share, and subscribe. Put your comments down there, and I can tell you the love guru right here, number two, and there's number one over there. We can answer all your questions. No, I'm just kidding. I can't answer all your questions. I was married 30 years. I can answer a lot of them though, but not all of them.
Well, I think that we want to make ourselves available so that the people will know that we do care about you guys out there. We care about you enough to answer any. And I know, and Coach Garrison knows that there's no doubt in our minds that most people out there have some love issues. Let's keep it real. We all have some love issues of some kind that we would like to hear some other opinions about, that we want to hear some positive things as well as the negative things, because there's a lot involved in it. And as long as we have breath, we're going to have some love issues. Now, it can be good issues, it can be bad issues. Some issues, how about that? SOME, some kind of issue that other people can be helped in knowing your opinions and value what you have to say about it. So, as we are coming to a close, we want you to understand and accept the fact that we are here to encourage you, to let you know that real life exists for all of us. This is the Real Life Show. Let's talk real life. I am your host, Nada Manning, and this is my co-host, Coach Garrison, who has led all of these love issues tonight. And we hope and pray that you all have gotten something out of what we've shared with you, because it is a serious thing. It's becoming less and less too. So we want to be encouraged to know that somebody cares about you. Somebody cares about you. And he and I, we can definitely say that about us. And we are not the only ones. So please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you, as he had indicated earlier. We will be with you, Lord willing, on the 11 o'clock. We're on at 11 o'clock now, not midnight, 11 p.m. every Wednesday night. So we look forward to hearing from you. Okay? You have a good
All
night,
right,
blessed, and talk with you soon.
all right. This is WBISLP 106.9. Let's talk real life with Native Manning, the late night talk
Amen.
show. Yep, that was it.
It's still recording.